Earlier, the Prime Minister signed the joint statement on economic resilience and essential supplies. May I now invite the Prime Ministers to take a photo, please? Thank you, Prime Ministers. We will now commence the joint press conference. May I now invite Prime Minister Wong to deliver his remarks, please?
The Honourable Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Let me extend a very warm welcome to Prime Minister Albanese and your delegation to Singapore. It's very good to see you again, my friend. I would have preferred, of course, for us to meet under more favourable circumstances. Unfortunately, these are difficult times, not just for Australia and Singapore, but for countries everywhere. The conflict in the Middle East is disrupting global supply chains and energy markets. The effects are rippling across the global economy. As open and trade-dependent nations, Singapore and Australia feel these pressures directly. That is why in times like these, we must work closely, move faster, and stand together, not just to manage the risk, but to protect the well-being of our people. And that's exactly what Prime Minister Albanese and I have been doing. 2 weeks ago, we spoke and issued a joint statement to strengthen our energy security. Today, we took that further with concrete steps to reinforce our resilience and to keep supply lines open. First, we agreed on a simple but critical principle. We will keep trade flowing between our two countries. Essential goods will continue to move between Australia and Singapore. That includes liquefied natural gas, or LNG, which Australia supplies to Singapore, as well as refined petroleum products like diesel, which Singapore supplies to Australia. And I appreciate Prime Minister Albanese's assurance that Australia will continue supplying LNG to Singapore, because this is vital for us. Natural gas is our main source for power generation. Likewise, I have assured Prime Minister Albanese that Singapore will continue supplying refined fuels to Australia. As a global refining hub, we will keep these flows going as long as upstream supplies continue. Second, we are moving quickly to translate these commitments into action. We are working towards a legally binding protocol on economic resilience and essential supplies, covering energy and other critical sectors. This is not just about managing today's crisis. It's about building trusted supply lines for a more uncertain future. Our officials have already had extensive discussions on the protocol, and we've agreed to accelerate the negotiations, and we aim to conclude the agreement soon. Third, we will step up coordination. Our teams will stay in close contact to manage and respond quickly to any external disruptions that may affect us or impact our supply chains. We will convene our first energy ministerial dialogue soon and establish an economic resilience dialogue. And these platforms will enable us to deepen cooperation as the situation evolves and preserve the flow of essential supplies between our two countries. To conclude, these are uncertain and unprecedented times, but it is precisely in such times that partnership matters most. Singapore and Australia have tackled challenges together before. During the COVID pandemic, we worked closely to keep critical supply chains open. Our partnership is built on trust, and that trust is enabling us to act decisively today. In a more fractured and volatile world, we choose to stay open, to stay connected, and to stand together. Through the strength of our partnership, I am confident that Australia and Singapore will not just get through the crisis, but we will emerge stronger and more resilient. So once again, Prime Minister Albanese, thank you for your friendship, thank you for your partnership, and for the excellent discussions we've had today.
Thank you. Thank you, Prime Minister. May I now invite Prime Minister Albanese to deliver his remarks, please?
Well, it's great to be alongside my friend, Prime Minister Lawrence Wong, and to be back here in Singapore. Australia and Singapore have such a strong relationship. It's based on deep trust built over 60 years of diplomatic relations between our two great nations. Singapore is Australia's largest two-way trade partner in Southeast Asia. And my government, upon coming to office, had developed the Southeast Asia Economic Strategy to 2040, closely and clearly saying to all of our partners here in Southeast Asia that we were prioritising the relationships in our own region. Singapore is one of our closest strategic and economic partners, and my government has invested a great deal in this relationship. This is my third official visit to Singapore as Prime Minister, and it's the fifth time that Prime Minister Wong and I have met bilaterally. The last time we met was in Canberra last year when we formally upgraded our comprehensive strategic partnership. We are in a time of global uncertainty, and at a time like this, trust, friendship and cooperation with our neighbours matters more than ever before. This is a relationship, importantly, that helps deliver energy security for both of our nations. Around 25% of Australia's fuel comes from Singapore's refineries, and we visited them this morning. And Australia supplies around 32% of Singapore's LNG that's so important. And we witnessed literally the ship there at Jurong Island this morning. So it's vitally important that we coordinate our response to the global fuel crisis and cooperate so that both of our economies are more resilient. This is a win-win. That is why Prime Minister Wong and I have just signed the joint statement that will protect our mutual energy security and to support the flow of fuels and LNG between our two countries. The conflict in the Middle East is a long way from our region, but every nation in our region is being affected by it. By building regional cooperation on energy security and economic resilience, we strengthen our own fuel security and our own economy. Our friendships in the region help our farmers back home. And the best way to deal with this global crisis is indeed to work together as partners and as neighbours. And I look forward to continuing to engage with the Prime Minister. We had a very wide-ranging discussion today, and that's what friends can do, because you come to the relationship with that position of trust and mutual interest. And we also talked about how Australia and Singapore could work with other nations as well, like-minded countries, to expand what we are achieving here today. Thank you.